Hey there, welcome back to Sunward Hobbies. My name is Paul, and today I have a question for you. Are you using styrofoam or any kind of foam? If you are, then this video is actually quite pressing for you. Assuming you don't have an airbrush, the first thing you turn to when painting large dioramas or cosplay are the humble rattle cans. This is the Vallejo Black Spray Primer, and you innocently apply this to your cosplay or diorama, and you find that the cosplay has now turned to styrofoam puddle. This is not your fault, it's just the composition of both the foam and the can. So you'll tell you why this is happening. So the inside of this versus the styrofoam. Of course, we'll even demo it in front of you live. And then finally, we'll show you a tip on how to protect your foam-based things, whether it's diorama or cosplay. It's actually quite simple and a little better than just grabbing a foam-safe primer off the shelf. The odds are these are things you already have in your home. So let's get to it. For this demo, what will be sacrificed is AK8100. All right, the block of foam is prepared and we're about to hit it with the black spray primer. All right, so let's compare the two styrofoams. We have AK's highly dense. So this foam by AK is quite dense. You can carve it to your heart's content. You won't have as much of the, you know, those styrofoam bits that you can play with when you were a kid, the little bits that go flying. Yeah, you won't have that with this highly dense foam versus just the standard packing foam that you find in your vacuum cleaner box or whatever. So yeah, this is the difference. This just deflated. So if you use packing styrofoam to do diorama, right, like the iceberg I did here, or cosplay, you're in serious trouble. Granted, you're still in serious trouble if you use a highly more dense foam, right? But I would say that this is a lot more manageable, I think, once you do the technique that I'm about to show you. So this is still salvageable, but when your paint job is halfway done, not fully sealed yet, but halfway done, this can still ruin your day. So why is your styrofoam melting under the spray cans? It's not the paints, mind you, because Citadel, Vallejo, and Army Painter, they're just water-based brands, right? So why are they melting? It's because of everything else mixed into the paint in the can. So we have the propane or slash butane, and then they have acetone, xylitone, or whatever you pronounce it, and a bunch of other chemicals mixed into the paint. So yes, that's why it's so strong and easy to spray in can form, and you know the strength of the primer itself. And this chemical mix is bad for styrofoam, which is essentially just puffed up polystyrene. It's like marshmallow polystyrene. So it's basically hollow and it's gonna melt the styrofoam. Okay, man, EVA kind of just shrugs this off. You're right, only to a certain point. So if you're using EVA for terrain, for diorama, you're totally exempt from this, kinda. But if you're using it for cosplay, I would warn you, stop for a sec, because EVA cosplay can still crack. And the cracking, if you didn't seal it properly, is caused by the primer you applied, because EVA is essentially just a sponge. Yeah, incredibly dense, won't really melt with the primer, so you're okay on that regard, but it absorbs the paint up to a certain point. And with that absorption, when it dries, and you bend, I don't know, like your shoulder armor, it will crack. So what you want to do is to grab what is labeled as foam safe. So one of the brands in our store that's labeled foam safe, Army Painter's very own Game Master brand. This is a specific brand made to accommodate styrofoam and all these things. Now this is the Snow and Tundra primer, so it's a cold gray, but they have a bunch of others, including a matte spray. So if you just want a clear coat to seal it first before you apply your paint, seal it with 2 thin light coats of the spray. That's what I would recommend. If you don't seal it with, for example, again, the Army Painter Snow and Tundra primer, which is my go-to because it's gray, then the paint that it absorbed, especially the primer, can and will reactivate, rise to the surface, and muddy and ruin your paint job. and especially, God forbid, you use enamel washes to make weathering, because I don't blame you, enamel washes are the best. But if you use any other paint, it honestly can reactivate. So please, honestly, just to be sure, seal it. All right, seal it. For the second demo of the class, we're making something called a Mod Podge. It is a mixture of 60% Elmer's or any PVA glue you have, any water-based acrylic paint, so 30% of that, and the remaining 10% is just water. So we're gonna mix that up, and what we're gonna be doing is applying it all over. If you do not have access to foam-safe materials, foam-safe spray or whatever, this is the next best thing. This is the Mr. Paint Tray from Mr. Hobby D175, the 10-pack, so one of them, or you can grab a bowl, doesn't really matter. And for mixing the mixture, because it is really annoying to mix even PVA, to mix it, you don't want to sacrifice or use your brush, you want to minimize the usage as much as possible. So for this one, we're going to be using a hard-tipped silicone brush. This is from AK. This is 9088, the medium 5-pack. So again, 10% water, so that's just, what, 2 drops? And then 30% of the acrylic paint. This should be 3 to 4 drops. And my recommendation is that it's not the same color as both the PVA and the styrofoam, just so it's easy to tell that it's drying. So you should have this thick, kind of smooth sludge. And to be honest, just apply. Now, my recommendation is to apply it evenly, especially if you're using it for terrain or cosplay, because at the end of the day, you're still going to have to paint it, and you don't want to risk sanding, because sanding can actually remove the filler. This will take an hour or 2 to dry. So yeah, just cover the relevant surfaces. Your Mod Podge foam should look something like this. A sponge looking thing. So we're gonna be testing both sides. So again, there's no Mod Podge on the back side here, whereas this one does. So both ends will be getting black primer from Vallejo, the spray kind, of course. That's all you really need for this demo. And look at that, it did its job. It's smooth. These little bubbles aren't a reaction. I just sprayed when the Mod Podge wasn't fully dried. Please do dry your Mod Podge before spraying. And then we flip this over, and this is the other side. Very reminiscent of the first block. You saw the reaction live. Basically, it absorbed it and it immediately reacted, started degrading the surface and structural integrity of the foam. So sealing your foam terrain or costume is an imperative. You have to do it, whether it's grabbing Game Master primers or top coats, or coating it with Mod Podge, applying it as evenly as you can, and then waiting for it to dry, and finally hitting it with an aerosol can. Obviously, again, same with the EVA foam actually. Please, especially if you're going to be using it as cosplay, seal your EVA foam first. That's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. It should help you in your cosplay and diorama needs. That's it for me. Thank you guys. This is Paul, and follow us on our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter, basically anything social media. We are there, including LinkedIn. Believe it or not, we are on LinkedIn. Yes, follow us on LinkedIn. So yes, we are active on all of them. So we do appreciate the follow. And finally, of course, like and subscribe. If you like this video and found it informative, leave a comment as well. What did you guys think? Are you going to be using this in the future? So yeah, till next time, guys. Bye-bye. Peace out.